I'm Rick Kaler. Thanks for joining me. A classic wise piece of advice from financial advisors is to live within your means. I've written often about the important role of frugality in building wealth and financial well-being. And yet, there's a difference between frugality by choice and frugality from fear. For those who grew up in poverty, the emotional impact of that early struggle can shape a reluctance to spend money even when their circumstances have changed or they have more than enough. I was reading a recent article by Christian Kelly in Silicon Channels, and he discussed some of the factors that are behind this pattern. And there's also research published in the Journal of Consumer Psychology that shows that childhood scarcity can wire the brain to experience spending as danger. Even when the numbers say you're safe, the body may still brace for impact with a jolt of anxiety. That's important. This was the case for a physician who recently told me that she knows she and her husband have ample funds in their investment accounts. Still, if her checking account doesn't have a certain amount of money in it, parts of her are screaming, "We're going broke," in a complete panic. This isn't the same as intentional frugality, which is a very conscious choice. Scarcity conditioning is often an involuntary emotional reflex. It can show up as a systemic panic, as continuing to use things long past their usefulness because they're still good enough, as generosity toward others paired with denial toward oneself, or as hoarding. Feeling a type of survivor's guilt is also common for people who move into higher socioeconomic brackets than what they grew up in. And this can show up as downplaying accomplishments, being unable to enjoy freedom from financial want, or giving based in guilt rather than generosity. A strong work ethic is another frequent outcome of growing up poor. Many people watched parents work relentlessly just to survive. Developmental psychologists describe a shift and persist strategy. That's adapting to stress while staying hyper-focused on long-term goals. Well, this often produces capable, resilient adults. It can also lead to anxiety, imposter syndrome, job insecurity, burnout, and the inability to really rest or really relax, and a lot of emotional distress. Money conversations themselves may also feel charged. Financial psychology research shows that early money-related stress can cause the nervous system to link any discussion about money with danger. As adults, discussions about budgeting, financial planning, or negotiating might feel intensely emotional rather than practical. So fear-based frugality is more than a habit. It's an adaptive behavior driven by internal parts that learned how to survive in the face of real instability. And these parts of us are not irrational. They are protective, and at one point in our lives, they did exactly what they needed to. The trouble arises when these parts continue operating on outdated information. When we try to eliminate them through willpower or self-criticism, they usually push back even harder. From their perspective, they're being asked to stand down without proof that it's truly safe. What allows change is not resisting. It's not shaming, but it's understanding. And when we approach these money behaviors with curiosity rather than judgment or shame, we can acknowledge the role these parts played in helping us survive. At that point, we can gently update them on the present day reality that we no longer live in poverty. We can maintain behaviors that still serve us and modify others. Both financial and emotional growth are about healing and integrating the past instead of erasing it. When our money decisions become self-led rather than fear-led, we gain both greater financial flexibility and a deeper sense of internal safety. For many who grew up with scarcity, that sense of safety is the real measure of well-being. Thanks for listening.